and I bet you, my friend, that chick will not stop thinking about you. Let's get into it. Take control. The definition of a man, aside from having that pecker in between his legs, is that he behaves like a man. It's sad to say that half the male population are weaklings. Whether you're meeting a lady for the first time or in a relationship, you are tasked with the responsibility of being in control. Be forewarned, the information you're being made privy to is not some cheap Google search and a bit of dabbling combined. This is for alpha males and alpha males only. Many ladies, and even some men, sad to say, like to lay the claim that it's not the right of the man to take control. She should be allowed to make her own choice, they'll say. The scenario I would like to paint for you is that a lion breaks into your house, or maybe a bit more practically, a robber, and a lady is in that room with you. She's going to look to you for protection and security. And that, my friend, is the reason why you have to take control. Taking control should not be limited to actions, but even speech and other matters. When you meet with that lady, she should not be the one to decide where you'll meet, and if you want to go further for those in a relationship, what she should eat. Not exactly what she should eat, like ordering for her, but like where to eat, all that stuff. I'm teaching you a secret that many will frown upon, but it works. Taking control does not deny that crush of yours the chance to suggest, but without your approval, it shouldn't stand. If you take control, trust that she will remember you because you are one in a million. Listen to her. I don't know what better way to say this than to tell you to shut the fuck up and listen to that girl, to tell you the story of her life. I once met a lady, and when I asked her what character she wanted her man to have, she said, he should listen to me. I don't buy that crap of what she wants in her man, because as a man, you are supposed to have what she wants even without asking. We have ladies claiming to be men, and I need you to grow a pair and shut up. It is not a norm or a popular belief that women talk a lot. It is a fact, and it is not disputable. It is who she is. So when I see a woman talking endlessly, I immediately assume, even without seeing the face, that it's a woman. A man is not wired to talk as much. So when I see you doing that, be prepared for a smack in the face. Listening to that girl speak does not take a cent from you. At least from point one, I said you should decide what you two will and should talk about. The least you can do is hear her views. When you decide what to talk about and still talk about it, not giving room for the other partner, well, you're a narcissist, period. Decide what to talk about and let her say her piece. If you feel like talking, ask questions about what she said. That's at least proof that you are listening. The benefits of listening are immeasurable in a world filled with a lot of the talkative people. Listening is an outstanding trait of the male character, and when ladies find such a man, they never forget them. I want you to pledge not to talk too much. Whenever you're with that damsel, count your words. Not literally, but you know what I mean. Make plans for your future. When I see a girl who freaks out and bails on me because I made plans, I am not sad. And I implore you to have that same disposition about her. Based on the few that I've met, it is safe to say that not all ladies are ready to stick to one guy. And I can tell you that that is very disgusting and dangerous to tangle with such a promiscuous chick. When she bails on you for this reason, you should take it as a sign of providence. But if she doesn't, then my friend, she will not stop thinking about you. It might sound exaggerated, but it is true to the very core. Very few guys are bold enough to take such a step, and I'm teaching you to stand out. When you make plans for your future and you include her, it tells you that you're not going away. It tells you that you can be trusted. It is said that if a lady loves you, she will do the unspeakable for you. Love does not come without trust. If a lady gives you her trust, she will think of you every day of her life. And sometimes she might become really restless if she hasn't heard from you. Make plans for the future with that chick that you so admire. The lady could be an acquaintance, girlfriend, fiancé. And with that, I still insist that you make plans. An example could be you just met this beautiful Asian girl with full hair and charming blue eyes. You just finished a pleasant conversation with the lady and she wants to leave. You could say, I'd like to see you sometime again. You free Saturday evening? If she says yes, you can proceed to collect her number. And that, my friend, is how to get him to have you in mind, always. proper grooming whenever you see her. I'll tell you freely that very few men pay attention to their grooming. Many times you pass by a fellow and their odor is just not pleasant. And don't get me wrong, they still score ladies with that stench of theirs. But if you want to get that lady whom your children will be proud of having as a mother to think about you, well, then you have to pay attention to your appearance. Whenever you meet her or come into contact with her, I want you to be at your best. No squeezed shirt or trousers, rough hair, offensive odor. Invest in your looks. Take some time out every weekend to visit your barber, or every other weekend, or at least sometimes. Get an iron. It doesn't have to break the bank. As a teenager, I didn't have lots of cash flowing in, but I ensured that I got myself cheap deodorants and perfumes. I need you to get what you can afford. To smell good should be among your priorities from today. Each time she sees you and each time she smells you, it should leave an indelible mark in her heart so that when she begins to compare those beta males who are your competition, you look like the perfect man. You smell like the perfect man. You have to understand that ladies compare, and that is the most reason that they remember anything to start with. Be at the top of your game, and she won't forget you. Befriend her friends. As dudes, we gotta admit that when we're together, we talk about girls. And sometimes there's this one girl that we always talk about. When a lady always makes it into our conversation, it's either she's doing something very right or very wrong. I want you to understand, you daredevil, that when you befriend her friends, you'll always be on the menu for discussion. Don't get me wrong, bud. I'm not saying that you should always hang out with them. All I need you to do is speak to them from time to time. Leave them with something to think about, and you will make the rounds in their conversation. When they talk about you a lot, you can be assured of being remembered. Don't be surprised when you see them stalking your social media page, buddy. It's called the befriending effect. Turn the tides today by speaking to these lady friends of hers. Chapter 1. Independence. A man, not a child. Alright, so let's jump straight into the core of this thing. We're talking about independence. Being your own man, the real deal. Look around you. Who's the one that's still living under the cozy, safe roof of his parents? Is that you? Well, it's about goddamn time you make a change. Independence isn't just a word, it is a lifestyle. It's a statement. It's showing her that you are capable of taking care of yourself, of being a man in the truest sense. And no, you don't have to own a mansion or drive a fancy car to do that. But you do need to show her that you've moved beyond your mom's cooking and your dad's curfews. You gotta have your own space, man. Now listen, you don't have to be rich and loaded to do that. The core idea is showing that you can handle life on your own. You pay your own bills, cook your own food, do your own laundry. You take care of your space. Keep it clean. Keep it respectable. Trust me, no girl wants to hang out with a guy who's still reliant on his mommy to wash his socks. Being independent also means making your own goddamn decisions, standing by them, and dealing with the consequences. You make a mess, you clean it up. You screw it up, you fix it up. No calling mom and dad every time the going gets tough. Because that's what being a man is all about. Facing up to what life throws at you and dealing with it head on. Chapter 2. No clinginess. The balance of need and space. Here's the deal. Nobody, I mean no one, likes a clingy person. This isn't just about girls, it's a universal truth. So if you're the guy who's constantly blowing up her phone, always trying to be where she is, basically smothering her with your presence, dude, you gotta stop. And you need to stop now. You see, being independent and not being clingy go hand in hand. If you've mastered the first one, then this one should come easily to you. But I understand, sometimes emotions get the best of us. You like her. You want to be around her all the time. But there's a difference between showing interest and downright drowning her. You need to give her space to breathe, to live her life. You gotta understand that she had a life before you came into the picture, and she's going to continue to have one even if you're not in the picture. Don't be the guy who expects her to drop everything for you. Respect her time, her space, her friends, her commitments, because believe it or not, showing her that you respect her life outside of that will earn massive respect in return. It shows that you're not a needy, insecure guy. Instead, it paints a picture of a man who's confident, who knows that he's a great catch, and doesn't need to be constantly validated. Another important point is to remember that relationships aren't about possession, they're about connection. She's not an object for you to possess. She's a person you're building connection with. This connection will be stronger if you both have the space to be your individual selves. So pull back a bit. Give her room to miss you. Trust me, that's really important. Chapter 4. Mastering your emotions. Mastering your inner game. I know you got feelings, man. I got them too. We're human. It's just part of the package. But here's where we separate the boys from the men. It's how you handle your emotions, dude. Imagine this. You're out with her and some guy makes a pass at her. How do you react? Do you get all heated, fist clenched, ready to start a fight? That's a boy's reaction, pal. If you want respect, you act like a man. You stay calm, you keep your cool, show her that you're not threatened. Because the moment that you lose control of your emotions, you lose control of the situation, and then you lose her respect. And this goes for all emotions, not just anger. Sadness, frustration, fear, even happiness, you gotta keep them all in check. Feel them, yes, absolutely, but do not let them rule you. A man who is controlled by his emotions is like a ship without a rudder, tossed about by the winds of life. That's not the kind of guy a woman respects. She wants someone who can navigate through the storms, not someone who caves in at the first sign of trouble. Chapter 5. Show humility, the secret sauce. Now listen up, because this one is counterintuitive, but it is absolutely essential. Show humility. Humility is not just thinking less of yourself. It's recognizing your own worth while accepting that you're not the center of the universe. It is that chef's kiss secret sauce to being respected. Nobody likes a guy who brags, especially not the whammons. If you're always puffing out your chest, trying to be a big shot, she's gonna see right through you in 2 seconds, and I guarantee you it's not a good look. But humility, sexy. It shows that you're comfortable with who you are. You don't need to prove anything to anybody. That kind of quiet confidence is a magnet for respect. You be drowning in that pussy, as they say. So, the next time you're with her, try to dial back that ego a notch and listen more when you speak. Chapter 6. Be willing to change, adapt, and evolve. Finally, the last piece of the puzzle, the willingness to change. Let me tell you something, the world is in constant motion. Everything changes, everything evolves. And if you're stuck in your ways, refusing to budge, refusing to grow, you're not going anywhere. And guess what? She'll see that. She'll see you stagnating while the world moves forward. And that, my friend, is the quickest way to lose her respect. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not telling you to change who you are. You don't gotta rebuild-a-bear yourself from the ground up. I'm talking about the ability to adapt, to learn from your mistakes, to take on new challenges, and to constantly strive to be a better version of yourself. Be passionate in the bedroom. It's not enough to dress well, smell good, take control, listen to her. In fact, you can do all of that and still be forgotten. But when you do this right, you are going to be on her mind all the time. Very few students pay attention to this aspect of things. Most of them, they spend their time on appearance, and they spare nothing for this part. Nothing can replace good and passionate sex. Absolutely nothing. When you get into that activity, focus on giving her something that she will never forget about in all of her life. Live every day like your last is a wisdom that we all love to quote. However, I want you to handle every consummation like your last. When you perform well in the bedroom, she'll never forget you. Hey, you met a girl and you instantly fell in love with her. Your greatest wish is to see her happy, and you will do anything to make that wish come true. However, you're confused about how to proceed because understanding what women want seems difficult. Well, you're at the right place, as this episode will unveil everything that she secretly yearns for from you. Buckle up, mate, as we go on this roller coaster together. Flirt with her. To novices, flirting is just a game, but to the pros, it's the connection that sparks emotions that words can't explain. Buddy, the pros are right on this one. When you master the art of effortlessly flirting, you will see yourself making her fall helplessly in love with you. Now, don't go about mistaking flirting for sexual assault. We're talking about these subtle glances, playful banters, and the confidence to make her heart skip beats when you're together. So, don't see flirting as a game, maybe. Instead, embrace its spontaneity. From witty remarks to playful teasing, master the art. and see her become yours forever, because this is one of the things that she secretly wants to see you do. Give her soft gaze. Yet another thing that could set her heart beating as fast as a banging drum is your soft gaze. Yeah, there's power in the eyes, which is displayed if fully utilized. Don't mistake staring for gazing. The former will only make her uncomfortable and scared. Soft looks are all about conveying admiration, understanding, and a little vulnerability to your partner without saying a word. Although it looks easy, this subtle gesture, if appropriately done, could leave thoughts about you lingering in her head for years. Now that you know women secretly yearn for that stare, sends a million messages, what you waiting for? What are you waiting for, buddy? Speak passionately. You walk into a mall, approach a damsel, and tell her that you want her for the night because you love her. She slaps you and turns you down. The second guy walks towards her and, after some playful jabs, proceeds to tell her how he feels about her. To your surprise, she accepts him. What do you think he did differently? Well, the passion that he used to pass his message across made the difference. Women secretly want a guy whose words hold the weight of a genuine emotion. So, bud, when next time you pick up that conversation with her, speak into her soul and see her dancing to your tune in no time. Be kind. No one wants to be mistreated, not even a woman who genuinely loves you. And in the name of love, little acts of kindness sets you miles ahead of other prospective suitors. Now, kindness is not all about taking her to expensive restaurants, giving her the most expensive bag in the mall, or even going out of your way to get her expensive jewelry. It is about the little things, your gentle touch of reassurance, the warmth of your words, the smile at moments when it matters. Buddy, she's not going to come to you and tell you that she craves an act of kindness. However, she secretly yearns for it. So, dude, be different from other guys who can't decode her secret signals. Be kind to her. Rock the stubble. To some, the stubble is just some stupid strands of facial hair. Well, I guess that's why they suck at the dating game. Buddy, the stubble is way more than facial hair. It is a statement of confidence that says, you're different. Rocking that stubble with pride will resonate with your masculinity, and there is nothing women love more than entirely masculine guys. In touch with their femininity enough to know their emotions. Gotta be clear. Well, she may not say it, she secretly wants a confident and bold guy, and without having to say a word, rocking the stubble speaks it for you. And besides, who doesn't want a man with a well-grown beard and masculine features? No one, I guess. Set boundaries. In high school, I'd tell a lot of jokes to everyone who cared to listen. I was so good I could make pretty much anyone laugh without effort. With time, I soon earned the nickname of the class clown. Every girl I made a move on always rejected me because I was always fooling around. I guess not setting boundaries made me lose all the chicks that I could have had back in high school. Yeah, girls are gonna want someone who can make them laugh and cheer them up when they're down. However, knowing when to be playful and when to be serious is unimaginably important. If you're more playful, learn to set boundaries so that she doesn't start seeing you as just a clown. Build and encourage her. Who doesn't appreciate being built up and encouraged? Not girls. Buddy, standing by her and being a pillar of support is one thing every girl really wants. Encouragement goes beyond words. It involves your body language towards her when she feels she can't go further with her education or pull more plugs in making her business successful. Buddy, be the face behind her success. Be her most prominent cheerleader and see her be the best that you've ever wished for. Now, don't have the mentality that she needs you only when she's struggling. She needs you more when fame and success start coming, so go on and be your knight in shining armor. Maturity. Speaking of maturity, no girl wants a man to be a sissy. Yeah, bud. If you are one and you think she loves you that way, you're wrong. A classy woman will never want to spend any time with somebody who's boring and who doesn't know how to talk properly. She's going to continue to yearn for your maturity, even if she's attracted to you because of your looks. A lot of people think that maturity is about frowning one's face and being mean and proud. Well, no. Maturity is all about how you carry yourself. Knowing when to tell jokes and when not to. Knowing when to be strict and when to be gentle. Remember, immature silliness is not attractive. Instead, it is rather repulsive. Be sincere. Takes two to tango. That's where relationships come into play. That's what they're about. My man, don't have expectations of somebody when you know the same can't be expected from you. You want her to be sincere with you, you gotta be honest with her. You want her to care about you, you have to care for her. Remember, sincerity is a vital part of every good relationship. And don't forget, this is a secret desire. She wouldn't come to you seeking it. However, she expects you to be sincere about who you are and what you want of her. Sincerity is an attractive trait, and possessing it puts you miles ahead of other guys in the dating game. Pursue her. Pursue her, but don't act a fool. Pursuing her is not about the chase. Instead, it is an action that creates pure connection. It is what makes women feel needed, feminine, and attractive. In addition, it makes her see you as a confident man. And who doesn't want someone confident by their side? I guess nobody. To get the woman of your dreams, pursuing her remains a powerful skill that you have to have. And you also have to make sure that you do it the right way. Understanding her passion and creating moments that linger in her memories are part of the chase to make her yours. Do you suck at holding good conversations? Well, if you do, you'll also suck at getting that perfect girl. Because women secretly yearn for guys who possess good conversational skills. Now, don't make a mistake of being a good listener for holding excellent conversations, as they're both two sides of a coin. My mans, having excellent conversational skills means that you can actively listen and respond thoughtfully while creating a seamless dialogue. Your dream girl wants this, to get her flowering at the same frequency as you. Try not to be boring. Try. I know I am. Consider her needs. During my college days, I met a damsel who fell in love with me at first sight. Pretty lucky dude I was back then, because this girl had everything I needed in a woman. However, I ended up losing her because I was really insensitive to her needs back then. Thinking about it right now, I should have been better. I should be a different person than I was. So my point is, dude, no girl wants to be with an insensitive partner. And when I say you should consider her needs, I'm not saying you should go out of your way to make her happy. Instead, I'm just talking about the little things, as these are the things that she secretly yearns that you notice about her. Don't be a pretender. She's gonna spot that. She's gonna call you out. So, consider not only her needs, but the needs of everyone you come across. Be generally nice to people and not only the girl that you're trying to impress. If you really, really genuinely want her to be yours, considering the things that she secretly yearns for you to do will become your priority. Be that dude that she can't say no to. All right, thanks for listening. Later.